How's it? Welcome to the podcast. You're listening to Green Dog Blitz, hosted by Brian Anderson and Yeravon Agobian. Throughout the show, we'll attempt to control the line of scrimmage. Let's get to it. All right. Brian, happy 2026. We've been off for a few
2026.
weeks, right? Happy 20. We've been off for a few weeks. Postseason football is here. Regular season is in the hopper. Woo! Good time of year, right?
Absolutely it is. I mean, what a season, man. We've been here every week of the year. We obviously took a couple weeks off at the end, but it's kind of coasting time then. And now it's where the rubber meets the road, really. This is why teams play the way they play. And now we get to talk about recap the season, talk about the playoffs ahead. It's the best time of year for sure. So yeah, do you have a good New Year's and all that good stuff?
Oh, fun. Yeah, of course. Too much fun, of course. But yes, it was nice. Spent it with some family, some friends. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just kept it safe. Stayed around here. It was nice.
And
How about
do
you?
you stay up past midnight on New Year's Eve?
On New Year's Eve, I did not this year.
Oh no. Is this a new trend?
No, I got a disclaimer. My birthday is the night before New Year's Eve.
Happy birthday,
And
by the way. And I
so,
did tell you that, by
thanks.
the way.
Yeah, of course. And but that being said, it dictates how my birthday goes, dictates how New Year's Eve goes. And
I like it.
so,
You got your priorities straight.
yes. And it dictated this New Year's Eve that I was going to bed before midnight. But hey, it was on the East Coast. I'm on the Pacific Coast, so the New Year's already happened somewhere, right?
Oh yeah.
New Zealand the night before. So I'm just rolling with it day to day, baby, like all of us. And how about day to day? There's a lot of players right now just day to day, and it like not in the football league anymore this season because only a select 14 teams made the playoffs. Brian, we're going to talk about that. That being said, before we get into it, there was 7 head coaching positions that opened up. It's a select fraternity, only 32 head coaches in the NFL. We both know that. So I'm going to play a little game with you. You tell me a hard no, a maybe, or yeah on these 7 head coaching positions that opened up, and let me know what you think. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. No particular order. I'm just going to go with, and here's my little notes along with it. Browns, uh, ownership
Let me
issues,
interrupt you.
big
Hard
time.
no. Sorry. But go
All
ahead.
right, I love it, Brian. Ownership issues. You know what? Done.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson signing
No thanks.
guy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay,
want to
move
touch
on.
that.
That's
Sorry, but
awesome.
thanks for the
Okay,
offer.
number 2, Titans. Owner fired. Listen to this stat. Owner has fired 2 head coaches and 2 GMs in the last 3 years. Yikes. However, they've got the overall 2025 number 1 pick. Cam Ward's a potential franchise QB. The Titans do have the overall 4 draft pick this year in the first round. They're way under the salary cap. In fact, third in the NFL, so they can sprinkle some money around, make some personnel moves, and they have an average team on paper right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'd hard maybe for sure because Nashville's a great spot, for to raise a family, which I'm not, doing anymore really. But
Yep.
as an entry level position, since I'm not a head coach right now, I would take that job.
Okay, good call. You got to think about the environment where you're living, right? New
Absolutely.
York. How about where you're living? How about New York Giants? You got QB Jackson Dart. Looks like he could be worth the first round pick that he was. Lots of talent all over the roster, offense, defense. The team is pretty stacked. And they've got the number 5 overall pick this year in the first round. You got to deal with a huge and crowded sports market and a
Hmm.
rabid fan base. But what do you think?
Yeah, that'd be a tough environment to walk into. I think you're right. It's got a good team, a lot of potential for upside, but boy, you make a mistake, you better, be ready to answer for it, which you shouldn't in any of these cases, but New York's a tough, tough call. So maybe.
All right, maybe. Raiders. How about Mark Davis as an owner? Is that good or bad? I don't know. You got
Mm.
plenty of cap space. They're over 100 million, in fact, cap space, second in the NFL. A lot of roster moves. You got Mad Max Crosby, the stud anchor on defense. You got Ashton Genty. He can run the ball on offense. New head coach. I'm guessing bringing his own QB, Geno Smith. You're out, so you got that option, and they've got the number 1 overall pick this year. What do you think?
I'm not gonna go there. Yeah, I think that's a cursed franchise. I wouldn't want it.
All right. How about Falcons new president of football operations? Matt Ryan is in starting in
Hmm.
2026. Legend. How about Arthur Blank? He's a pretty owner that has some sachet with them. He wants to win every year. That's good. NFC South division's always wide open, I'm thinking. They have 0 first-round picks this year, though. But they do have Bijan Robinson, stud running back. Michael Penix Jr. or Kirk Cousins could be your QB as an option. They have an up and coming and pretty promising defense. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good franchise to work for. I'm not a huge
All right.
Atlanta guy, but it's okay. I
All
think
right.
there's good promise there. So
All right.
I like Matt
And
Ryan.
then I like it. And I think I got one more here for you, two more. Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, is he your QB or is he done? Have you seen enough? First round, they've got a number 3 pick overall. Serious ownership issues, though, with Mr. Bidwell. Not good. It's been documented. Super tough division they're playing in. 3 teams came out of the playoffs this year in the NFC West. Seems like average roster on paper. What do you think?
I think it'd be okay place to step into as a head coach. I think you got a good challenge with the division that you're in. Dedicated fan base. Arizona in the winter is a place many Minnesotans go to. So yeah, give me a maybe. I'm not totally sold on it, but not a bad place to be
You know
if
what?
you're a
You're
head
kind
coach.
of right, Brian. Your surprise answer me because I think most people have a hard 0, kind of like the Browns, like you did. But
Hmm.
but the Cardinals, you're right. Kind of nice place to live. Also, it's kind of a clean blank slate out there. You can kind of like they haven't had much success recently. Maybe once at the Super Bowl with remember was it Kurt? What was the guy's name that
For
they
Warner?
took him to the Super Bowl? Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
last time they had a Super Bowl appearance and the only. And so you can
yeah.
make something there, I guess, if you get a legacy going. You're right. Okay,
Hmm.
lastly, how about this one? The Ravens. That was a surprise, wasn't it, Brian? No more John Harbaugh coaching the team
Yeah,
after
yeah.
18 years. I mean, it's been his regime. They also have the number 14 overall pick this year. They have way under the salary cap, not way, but decently middle of the league. And you're inheriting 2-time MVP in the NFL. Lamar Jackson as your QB, who's great to build around. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a surprise that Harbaugh is out. They had a very disappointing season, but they had a lot of injuries too. So, hard to follow a guy like that, I'd say. But not a bad thing to step into, either with the team you got built around you. So, I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I think Harbaugh, he's going to land on his feet. So I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It'd
But
be interesting
I'm worried
it's just
about
always
you. Are you going to
interesting
take
to.
this Ravens job?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, if you're offering it to me, I'll take it. Yeah. But I do
Yeah.
think it would be hard to follow such a legend like
Right.
Harbaugh. So, you got that you know,
Well, a lot of
those
these
shoes to
coaches are
step
ego.
into.
A lot of these coaches are egotistical. We all know that. You got to kind of have some degree of, you think you can succeed no matter where you go. And what a better way to prove it than, hey, this guy's done it for 18 years. Why can't I be the next guy to do it for 18 years? It's
Sure.
it's been done before. It's not a question mark or a mystery. So
Hmm.
that kind of intrigues me. Moving on, Brian, was there any regular season records that were broken this year? That's my question.
Yeah, I mean, how about a good and a bad? I mean, there's other ones that
Okay.
have been broken like through a stretch of careers and stuff this season, but um the two that stood out, Miles Garrett, he got that 23rd sack the last game of the season, setting all-time single season record and broke the 22 and a half sack old record, right? Was it Strahan's that he broke? And there was two, I think that he
Yeah, I think TJ Watt might have been on there one
no, yeah,
time.
yeah, that's
Trahan
right.
Watt,
Yeah.
maybe something like that.
So, and then the Jets. Now, may be surprised that they broke a record, but it's not a good one. They broke the record of least interceptions in a season. Prior to this, it was the 49ers. They had 2 interceptions all season long. This is like 2 years ago or something. This
As that
year, the
happens.
Jets, they beat them. There's zero interceptions all season long. That's
Are you
awful,
serious?
man. Is that even possible in a
No, are
professional
you
sports?
serious? Like
Yes.
one ball didn't bounce their way, one tip
No,
didn't go into the arms of somebody, like somebody just
unbelievable.
get a dying whale in the air and say, thank you very much for this pass. I mean, come on. Nobody jumped a route. What is going on?
You know,
Oh God.
they may have
Jet
also
and
broke. They may have also broke the record for the most times mentioned on Hot Mess Express, and there you
oh,
go. There you have it.
isn't their head coach also a defensive minded head coach too, if I'm correct? So isn't that where he cut his teeth is on the defensive side? Oh, he's got to be rolling. That's
Embarrassing.
crazy, Brian. It's
Yeah.
totally embarrassing. How about the
So,
playoffs are set? We talked about that. We're gonna get into our picks here in a moment, but before that, what's your take on the biggest disappointment of not making the playoffs, looking from the outside in? What team did you have high hopes for, or throughout the season, perhaps you saw some hope? Was there any teams that you could say one or two that you're disappointed they didn't make it or they should have?
well, I think going into the season, your expectations are one way, and then they adjust as the season goes. So, looking before the season started, I think, and why he's not there anymore as a head coach, Jim Harbaugh, is because the Baltimore Ravens failed miserably. I mean, they looked like
John
the
Harbaugh,
team.
John Harbaugh.
I knew I said that wrong. Thank you. But yeah, so I think that they are the biggest disappointment as what they were expecting going into the season. And I would say that the biggest surprise going into the season was the success of the Colts and then their demise, their collapse. So those are the two ways I look at it. And those are the two teams that I think, there's others too, of course, that you might mention one or two, but how about you?
Yeah, I think you're onto something with those two teams. I thought Detroit, the way that they
Hmm.
were firing, they went out of the playoffs last year in the first round, right? And it was just unceremonious. And then I thought this year they were hungrier, like a bear that woke up from hibernation without breakfast, and it just didn't pan out that way, you
Right.
know. So and the commies surprised me. The success that their quarterback had last season
Hmm.
and the way that I think they won the division, if I'm correct, I expected a lot more from the Commanders, and they were more like the Commodores on an easy Sunday morning.
Right.
They weren't doing anything.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so those
So,
two teams surprised me, and then Kansas City. You and I have talked about that throughout the show, but you know what? At some point, every dynasty has to fall. Greece did too at one point, or whatever that thing was. Nero playing the violin with the
Rome, Rome.
yeah, Rome. Thank you. But so that's end of an era. So
Hmm.
move on. All right. I thought the red carpet spotlight was fun. We did it all season. But did you have anything that stood out in your mind as far as uniforms that you liked or really disliked or anything throughout the season?
Well, I
Like all
think
the
I don't know. I don't remember what I wore yesterday, so there's that. But there there are some great throwbacks. It's like an old sweater that you like. If you can't find anything else to wear, you just throw on that one and you're good to go, or flannel or whatever else. But so some of those throwbacks were good. I think probably in particular, and I think it's really funny in my mind. I don't always like these uniforms during the time, but when they go to something else and they come back to it, it's like, oh, those are sweet. The Broncos, I think they stand out as the best to me as those throwbacks.
Yeah, good call. To me, I think it's the Falcons. It's kind of weird. I'm not a big Atlanta Falcon fan or
Mm.
anything, but I think they're that red helmet with the black jersey and the white pants, and they got that gray face mask. The whole
Hmm.
thing just works for me. And you know what I think it is? I also like the Bucko Bruce one, the creamsicle uniform, the 77 Bucks, and then the Eagles, Kelly Green stood out. But yeah, the Broncos is a great one, Brian. It just pops off the screen too on a sunny day. But I like the Falcons because I was thinking about this when we were kids watching the NFL, not to date ourselves. There's only like one or two, maybe three teams that had a white helmet. Everybody
Hmm.
had colored helmets. Everybody had colored helmets. And now there's a lot of white helmets. I don't know if it's gone back or they just do throwbacks or a lot of teams switched to white.
Hmm.
So Chargers were blue, now they're white. A lot of teams have just gone. Jets were green, now they're white. I know they're white originally. So I don't know. They all go back and forth. But I
Yeah.
like colored helmets. I like colored helmets better than white helmets. That's it.
I will. One came to mind here. I think it was the last week of the season when the 49ers wear their black alternate uniforms.
Sure.
So there's kind of black uniform with the red number and the gold outline. And they actually had like gold face masks. That's kind of where, when you said that, it reminded me of it. I didn't particularly like it at first, but then I kept watching that game. And I was like, these are pretty sharp, man. I don't know if those are throwbacks or what, but that was one that stood out because it
That was
was
the
one of the last ones I saw. That's why it stood out.
that was the first time they did it this year. That was the last week of the regular season. Remember
Hmm.
that thing we did? The NFC West had that rollout with the NFL, that uniform rollout. They were the last ones to do it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that was
Look
good.
good. You're right, but they have a horrible record in those. I guess they're like, or I've done. Maybe they've done it before. It's a throwback because I guess they have a record with it. And every time they wear those black uniforms, they lose. So I
That's
guess the
funny.
Niner fans
Yeah.
aren't happy. So all
Yeah.
right,
No, I've seen those
nothing
much
looking
longer
good,
then.
Brian. We're sounding bad. Let's stop looking good. Really quickly, thank you, listenership, for Green Dog Blitz. We appreciate it. We've been doing this for a while now. All our listeners know how we do it. We appreciate y'all. We're international. We've got people all over the place, and we're stateside, obviously, right? Continental and international, Brian.
I love it, man. Love that we are floating around the globe and, peace to everybody out there. That's awesome. So thanks for listening, everybody. Let's keep moving on in football. You usually have a random stat. Is that something you have this week? Because I
I
want to hear
do.
it, man.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears are the only NFL team in history to never have a quarterback break 4,000 yards passing in a single season. The only franchise in the NFL that's never had a 4,000-yard regular season quarterback passer. Are you kidding me? And they're one of the oldest, they are, I think, along with Cardinals and somebody else, like the three oldest franchises in the NFL. And they've never had a 4,000-yard, sir? Isn't that
That's
crazy?
crazy. I heard that stat and I thought about that and I'm like, Jim McMahon, I mean, he was good. He was a longtime quarterback and stuff, but he also had Walter Payton, right? I mean, like their run game was strong and maybe it just shows that they have a balanced offense more than any other team in the league. I don't know.
Or they have quarterback issues. I mean,
Maybe so.
besides Jay Cutler and McMahon, who was there? Nobody. This Caleb Williams just almost broke it. He was a couple hundred yards shy this season.
Mm,
So I don't
mm,
know if they count the
yeah.
postseason, but I'm
I
saying
don't think they
regular season.
do. Yeah, that's
I think you're good.
crazy.
All right, cool. All
So,
right,
all
buddy.
right.
Take me on to some positive yards. I see some notes in here. I love it, Brian. We're back.
Yes, man. I love that we get to highlight some positivity going on out there. And what we normally do is take a Thursday night game, take a player from that uh, matchup and highlight what they're doing off the field. But every once in a while, I like to show kind of league wide what people are doing. And I think the NFL does a great job with recognizing these players who are doing something off the field. And they do that with the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. So each team nominates one player who has a significant positive impact on his community, and then there's one winner overall that wins the Walter Payton Award. So the NFL recognizes these 32 players who are doing this great, have doing things that are great off the field, making an impact in their community and giving back. The winner of the award each year receives up to $250,000 donation to give to a charity of choice. And then the other club winners of the other 31 receive up to $40,000 to give to their charity of choice. And it's all donated through the NFL Foundation and Nationwide Foundation. This year's winner is going to be announced on Thursday, February 5th. You can find out who your team's player is, what these guys are doing, and learn so much more if you just search Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, NFL in your Google search machine, whatever. But check it out, man. And it's so inspiring to see these guys giving back, and they do it with such heart. And I feel like a lot of times they do it under the radar. They're not doing it for recognition, and they're just using their platform to do good. So it's great. Yeah,
Nice work, Bry. Way to put it on the platform out there. People want to do more research. You gave them the idea, the background, and probably every player will tell you it's probably one of the awards they want to win. Number one would be the Walter Payton Pan of the Year award. Because they know what kind of man Walter Payton was, and that's the most prestigious award to win among players that are playing in the league. Correct?
absolutely. And you
Yeah.
can identify them. They've got a little statue of Superman on their,
Yep.
I think it's on their jersey. So,
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
It's Walter Payton on the sideline with one of those old school
long capes. Yeah,
trenches. Yeah, it's a total Superman
or
logo. I
trench.
love it.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly. Good call.
sweet, man. Yeah. So there we go.
All right.
So yeah, we just mentioned Walter Payton prior to that segment. That's funny.
That's great. He's
You'd
still
think we
around,
planned that.
baby. Yeah, right.
So
How about some no respect?
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect.
I love this segment, and you ready for this no respect candidate? Carolina
Oh yeah.
Panthers, Brian. They won the division. They won their division, albeit ugly, at 8-9 as division winners. That's a losing record if I can do my math correct.
You're doing
And
all
you know
right.
what? Here's the respect they get. They got to go play number 5 seed LA Rams, but they're at home. But you know what? It's a home dog. They're not favored. Vegas is giving them no love. This spread plus 10.5.
Oh,
They
oh.
are getting 10.5 points at home, 10.5 points at home. They're sleeping in their own bed. They're eating their own egg McMuffins in the morning in their own kitchen, and they're putting their own cleats on in their hot house and their hot car, driving 15 minutes to the stadium, and they know the area, and they're ready to play, and the other team's scrambling in some junky hotel room, itching like fleas. And you know what? I can't believe it. They're not getting favored. Side note, I hope they lose. But you know what? Hey, you know what? Give them some credit here, Vegas. No respect. That's like you get double digit Vegas line for a playoff game. This is any given Sunday. No respect, correct?
Yeah, that double digit underdog is crazy. So, I can't imagine the Rams are very happy about this setup either. So, but
Hey, you got to
they're
win your division if you don't like it,
you
right?
got to win your division, and it's a tale of two divisions for sure. A really good one versus a really bad one. So, best of luck to those Panthers. I know you don't want them to win, but um,
Anything could happen.
yep, anything gonna
We'll,
happen.
we'll, we'll
So,
make some picks in a moment. But until we do, we're going to do actually a 6-pack, not a 4-pack, because we got 6 playoff games. Brian, do you have any trivia before we go?
oh, I gotta see if I get my notes here.
I got one for you.
Okay, okay. What is
Two of
it?
them while you're looking at your notes, okay?
Yep.
You and I, we know we love the mascot game.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Okay, here we go. The Bears are in the playoffs, so they're relevant. I'm going to do a little trivia for you. What is the name of their bear mascot? Obviously, the bear. What's his name? Okay. I'm going to give you some choices.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Blitz, the bear. Stanley, the bear. Uh,
It's not this one. I can't be.
cover, 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 bear, or Smash Mouth bear.
Oh, brother. I thought you were gonna say Cubby the bear. I thought that was gonna be it. All right, quickly, what is it again? Just name him. I know it's the bear, but
Staley
okay.
the bear, Smash Mouth the bear, or was it I don't know the other two are. I can't find my notes. They just disappeared.
All right, Smash Mouth.
It's Stanley the bear, and I have no clue why.
Why?
I don't know. I have no clue. It was related to a moving company or a electronic company or something out there that's you have to look this up yourself. The reasoning is unbeknownst to me. But it's actually Staley, Staley, Da Bear is the name of their bear.
Not
And then
bears.
last one. What's the name of the 49ers mascot, Brian? Is it Gold Digger? Is it Sourdough Sam? Is it Pickaxe? Or is it Nugget?
We go with Nugget.
Sourdough Sam it is.
That's
Another playoff
dumb.
team, the 49ers. Ah, that's funny.
Why go with sourdough Sam when you're a 49er? I mean, I get the sourdough reference, but like stick with the pickaxe or the nugget.
Hey, I kind of liked it myself, but hey, we're
All
not in
right.
charge of these
All
important
right.
decisions, are we?
No. All right. The coldest, this I'm going to give you true or false. The coldest NFL playoff game happened in the wild card round. Is that true or false?
I think it might have been the Eagles versus somebody. I'm going to say true.
It is true. And it was the Chiefs versus the Dolphins in
Oh,
2023. Kickoff temperature
wow.
was 4 below, and the wind chill was
Oh,
around 27 below.
let
It
me
was colder than the
guess.
ice
Chiefs.
bowl.
Wow.
Yeah,
Chiefs
so
won that.
Chiefs. So, and then let's see. Oh, how about this? Every 2023 wildcard game was decided by one possession. True or false?
That's got to be. I want to say true because the question, but I'm going to go false. That can't be happening.
It was actually the opposite. They're all blowouts, so I won't even
Oh,
go over
false,
them all.
right.
But yeah, so good
Yeah.
job.
That's
And then one last time.
Mhm.
A number 7 seed has reached the Super Bowl since 2020. So has it happened? Has a number 7 seed ever reached the Super Bowl in the
Mm.
last 5 years?
Mm. Computing really
That's when
quickly.
that's when it expanded to 7 teams per conference.
Got you. Yeah, my hamster's running on the wheel right now. I was
Hmm.
trying to think. The light bulb is not going off, so I'm just going to say not happening. False.
You're right, man. Good job. You're much better at this than I am. None. There's never been a number 7 seed. The
Hey,
deepest
Brian,
run
it's a
so
50-50
far.
chance.
I know exactly. The Browns made it to the divisional round in 2020. What? And then the
Yeah.
Packers in 2023. So, all right,
Yep.
there's your trivia, everybody. Hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Oh, it's good stuff.
Let's get to the game, baby.
Let's do it.
Are we ready to
We
crack
are ready.
and stack a six pack? We got 6 playoff games, baby. It's postseason. It's us against Vegas. Let's go, Brian. Let's take Vegas out. Let's kneecap them old monster style, baby. And let's cover that spread. All right, here we go. And before I talk about spreads, can you please tell us what our records were for our overall season picks, regular season?
Oh, overall, baby. Well, it was
Mhm.
close. I know it by. Oh, here we go. So we are both over 500, buddy. That is impressive. We're
That's
talking
impressive.
picking the spread. We both were over 500. I edged you out because you like to throw in one extra game at the end of the season, which I correctly got. So I was 44 correct out of 82 games, and you had 43. I edged you by one pick, one game.
Uh,
So
Uncanny. It was, you know what it was? It's a week 16 game. Nice, Brian. It was a week 16 game. That was our last episode. And I threw in a bonus pick on Monday Night Football for the 49ers at the Colts. And I was so high on Old Man Rivers, trying to pull some rabbit out of the hat at +6 home dog. And Brian just shot me down like a goose duck hunter. And 49ers easily covered. And that was the way I went down. But guess what? Overall, my statistics tell me you were 54% correct of the regular season picks we made, and I was 52% correct on the season
so
picks we made.
close.
Congratulations, dude. We busted Vegas up. If you followed us, listeners, which you shouldn't, with our picks in
Ah,
Vegas, you would have had a little extra money left over if you didn't have to pay a lot of juice on your bets. We were above 500.
yeah, it's an entertainment type of thing, and
Yeah, it would
I
have been a
think
fun
this
ride.
this puts us into that expert category, Yervan. So congratulations, and that should raise
Okay,
our
let's
stock
see
a
if
little
you can
bit.
keep it up. Let's see if you can keep it up. Let's not
All
get
right,
too
let's do it.
cocky. Here we
What are
go.
our games?
Rams. I'm starting from Saturday to Sunday to Monday. Let's go chronological order. How about the Rams morning game on Saturday at Carolina? We talked about this no respect segment. Carolina's plus 10.5. And by the way, out of the 6 games in the playoffs, 4 home team are true home dogs. I've never seen that before. So this is crazy. But
That's
Carolina's
crazy.
one of them. Yep, Carolina's one of them. A true home dog at 10.5. I'm just going to say right now, give me the Rams because Carolina's getting no respect and they probably shouldn't. The spread makes me nervous, man. Carolina can't keep up at 10.5. I think they might be able to if their running back situation's hot. Caleb Williams is showing signs of life. Give him the old CPR. He came back big time. But the Rams could be a potential MVP with our quarterback. You know how that's going. So give me the Rams all day as a homer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on the Rams. Just one little stat that I might come back to a couple times during this segment is that the Carolina Panthers net points was negative 69, and they're the only team in the playoffs with a negative number in there. And the Rams were plus 172. So if that tells you anything,
Mm.
the Rams will cover this spread. So, all right, moving on. That's going to be an
And
interesting game,
really
maybe.
quickly, Stafford could be the MVP. Maybe when we do our next show, we'll talk about the awards and all that, what happened.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
awesome. All right, let's go to the Central Division here, or I guess it'd be the North Division in the
Yep.
NFC. The Packers and the Bears. What a great matchup, great showdown, man. One of the oldest rivalries in the NFL. The Bears get a
So real.
host. It doesn't matter where they were playing. It's gonna be a lively atmosphere. It's gonna be cold. It should be cold, and it's gonna be a knockdown, drag 'em out fight. The Packers, another home dog, underdog. Packers are favored by 1.5 points. They got to rest their players last week. I don't recall what the Bears did. Um, by the way, they got decimated by the Vikings. Just to, it matters. And I like the Bears in this. I think they're kind of an up and coming team. I like their head coach. He's kind of an offensive genius, and the Packers have been kind of banged up. I think maybe well enough rested for this. I haven't done all my homework, but just going with my gut here, I think the Bears are going to win, so that means they cover the spread.
Wow, Bry. Going with the Bears. It's a razor tight line. You're right.
For sure. Yeah.
It's basically a pick 'em for the most part. It's
Yeah.
basically Jordan Love versus Caleb Williams, who finished his passing yards this season at a total of 3,942 yards. Ooh, so close to 4,000.
Oh, close.
I digress. Josh Jacobs running the ball versus DeAndre Swift. Romeo Dobbs catching versus Loveland, probably their tight end's the best receiver for Chicago. That makes me a little nervous. They don't have a true wide receiver one. I don't know. I do like Chicago's defense a little bit better than Green Bay's. Looking at the statistics here as what do you call that thing? Analytics. ESPN's got 54% Green Bay, 45% Bears. That's not enough to sway me. Give me the Bears at home with that little edge, being at home, chip on their shoulder. They won this damn division by 2 games. They're going to earn it here again.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the last NFC game was the 49ers at the Eagles. Eagles are one of the two home dog favorites and Super Bowl champions. They were defending their title against against the sourdoughs. An earlier reference to the trivia stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
here's the deal, man. I'm not going to prognosticate too much. 49ers are my pick to win the Super Bowl this year. Okay. So with that being said, they got to win. They got to cover the spread, and it's going to be a tough road for them, at least starting out of the gates. So give me the 49ers.
All right. Give me the Eagles. I'm going to eat the points. Nick Sirianni's getting no respect. They say he can't coach. He's already got an NFL ring on his finger, championship, Super Bowl. Not too far removed. Niners have no defense. I'm sorry, they've done valiant. They've had a great season. They've had to this point, they're the third best team in the NFC West. Get out of here. Give me the Eagles all day. I'll eat the points. I'll take it.
All right. That's our first one we've disagreed on. So here we go. We're starting to separate. I like it. All right. Let's go to the AFC. And we've got the Bills visiting Jacksonville. One of the surprise teams, in my opinion, in the playoffs, the Jaguars. Although I've always thought Trevor Lawrence had what it takes. So we'll see. Boy, Bills with the experience in the playoffs are a tough one to bet against. This one is another razor thin one. The Jaguars are ascending. The Bills have had some close games that have not worked out for them. I think with all that being said, I'm going for the Jags, man.
Wow. And hence the fact that they're on the road, close games haven't gone their way at Buffalo. You know what I mean? They're on the road because of that. And Jacksonville, wow. I was thinking to myself, Jacksonville won this division because I was looking at their record. 13 wins and 4 losses. Yes, they did because Houston has 12 wins and 5 losses. And I'm like, they're on the road. They didn't win their division. No, Jacksonville did. Incredible. Trevor Lawrence having an all-time season. They paid him and he was worth it. Unlike his counterpart, Tua, they paid him. He wasn't worth it. His Florida counterpart. But that was interesting. They got still ETNA running the ball. He's a stud, over 1,000 yards this season, like usual. You got their best wide receiver is Washington. That makes me a little nervous. But on the other end, Shakir is the old steady stopgap for Josh Allen. He can throw the rock anywhere. He can run it anywhere. He's a gamer. You got James Cook, just a beast of a season, rushing for over 1,600 yards this season. I think if James Cook, and Josh Allen can take the pressure off him because of that and play both ways, air and ground game, I think they can beat Jacksonville.
What's your pick? Let's hear it.
Who? Buffalo.
All right. All right, man. we got time against our side. I don't want to give short notice to these other guys. All right. Your former team, the Bolts, visiting Grady's team in New England. Nod to Grady, an old friend of ours in Durango. All right, you take this one away. I've taken the mic too long.
I'm gonna go with New England. I'm not gonna overthink it. Drake May is having an MVP type season. Jim Harbaugh makes me nervous as a coach, kind of like a chicken. And they're always pecking around, walking around nervous. And and the Bolts, are they going to really not charge her? Let's see. But give me New England just because they're having a magical season. And I think Vrabel has really made a difference as their head coach. I don't think he's losing this one. He was great with Tennessee. He took them to playoff wins. I think he can do it with New England for the better team. Give me New England. I'll eat the points minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just think for all the reasons you said, and charging is a verb. It means that you're going to lose. You have an opportunity. You got the bull by the horns, and you let them go. So that's probably what we're going to see there too. So easy enough. I'll take New England, although that one does concern me a little bit. That's going to be a field goal. You know what? I'm switching. I'm not. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers, baby.
Oh, you're
Even
gonna
if they
regret
lose,
that.
it's only gonna be by a field goal. So let's
Okay.
do it.
All right. I
All
like what you're
right.
thinking. You're going to hang in there by that hook. I like it.
Yeah,
The hook's on your side, Brian,
it
you're thinking.
is.
Okay, let's
Yes.
see.
All right.
On Monday Night Football, standalone game, of course, right? Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers hogging the spotlight. Am I
Of
wrong?
course.
Of
Nice.
course. This guy sucks the air out of every room he's in. I love it. He's still doing it. Texans at the Steelers, baby. He's got one chance left. He's like a bad rash. He ain't going away. And dramatic fashion, he made the playoffs. Remember that dramatic
Oh
game against
yeah.
Baltimore? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. And then how bad is Justin Tucker being missed in Baltimore right now because of his shenanigans? That was kind of a weird deal.
Yeah.
Were they thinking about that? The whole thing is so weird. But back to reality. Texans, who have 12 wins this season, better than the Steelers, who are at home and are a home dog. They're +3 at home. Can they hang around by 6 points? Can the Steelers hang around by 6 points? I'm going to say nope. Give me the Texans. Reality's over. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. You can't throw the ball past 20 yards. Your arm's too old. At some point, the gig is over. It's over now.
Well, I don't know if he can. I disagree with that. He can still sling that ball, but he's only got so much magic left, and I think he might have used it all. The Houston Texans, their defense is way too stout for the
Yeah,
Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's just not going to happen. So
yeah.
they'll
They have a
win.
great defense. Good call.
I know exactly, and their
Probably the
offense is
best in
pretty
the
sharp
league,
too.
probably
Yeah,
right now. Or
it is.
best in the playoffs, excuse me. And what do they say about championships? Defense wins championships, and Texans might have the best defense. You're right, Bry.
There you go. It's going to be a Houston and San Francisco Super Bowl, maybe. I don't know. Could
Oh,
be. Could be. All right. Hey,
Steers versus sourdough.
yeah. Yep. Hey, man, we're running out of time. I think we're going to wrap it up. All right. Great to see you again, Yerv. Everybody, so good to have you listening to us. Enjoy each and every one of these games. Thanks for listening to Green Dog Blitz. Check us out. Subscribe to us. Share it with your friends. And have a great time. Eat lots of food and drink lots of beverages. We'll catch you next week.